If everything's on. Test, 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 test. Testing, microphone, boom, boom. Anything? No. Yes. Yes. All right. Hard to tell. Okay, hello everyone. Paint by Nate here. Back for another day of painting. Hopefully the camera's in an okay spot. Just going to be doing a simple winter painting today. Because it's a little colder here than it has been. Not too bad though, it's in the 60s mostly, which is nice. But yeah, I haven't done a winter painting for a bit, so I figured I'd do one. Still haven't ordered my canvases, so I only have 6 left. 5 or 6, I think. But hopefully I can get those next month. This brush is a little sticky. Hopefully it works. Alright. I'm just going to put this all over the canvas. The last painting I did, I used the 2.5-inch brush, and it covers the canvas a lot faster, even than this 2-inch brush. But these ones, I think, they don't really make the 2.5-inch ones anymore. The Alexander Art folks stopped making them for some reason, so you can only get them on eBay, really. But these Bob Ross ones work okay. Not too bad. They just tend to wear out if you don't use the certain brush cleaners and stuff, or the paint thinner, which I don't like to use. I never use that stuff. Even though technically you're supposed to with this method of painting. I never do. Used to have them for a while. I just don't like dealing with flammable stuff. Lots of bristles. More, not too much though. That was almost none, even more than none. There you go. Okay. I just noticed a spot there on the side of it. Filled in, so that's what I was doing. Get all these stray hairs out of here. Alright, let's go back and forth one time. Hair landed on my arm. That's probably good enough. Brush is clean. I see some residue of the old green in there. So maybe I have to clean this one again. That's okay. Alright. Done with this brush. This is my white chocolate container. Alright, so colors for the day. Pretty much the same as I always use, but there are not really any yellows other than yellow ochre. So this is dark sienna, Van Dyke brown, midnight black, phthalo green, alizarin crimson, Prussian blue, titanium white, a lot of it, yellow ochre, bright red. So I think we'll get started with the clouds. For that, I'm going to use a bit of the Prussian blue to start. There'll be two kind of tones here. I'm thinking top left is going to be mostly blue with some clouds. Right side we're going to have kind of midnight black, so a bit darker. The middle will have a mountain, and then let's see, kind of want to put a cabin over on the right side. So just tapping in the bristles here, painting to the bristles. Nice even distribution of paint there. Now let's go in. All in this top corner. We can go all the way, really, it doesn't matter too much. Little crisscrossy strokes. Down here, towards the bottom, I think I'm going to have some water feature of some kind, maybe a lake. So I'll just do it on this side. I don't think I'll have it on the other side. So. Just do about a third of the way, quarter of the way. Just pulling that out just a smidge. Camera looks like it's falling off. Oh. This iPad just rolled a little bit. Okay. So that's good for this side. I'm going to throw in some of these little clouds with the, let's see, fan brush. Yeah, we can do the fan brush. Fan brush is fine. I like fan brush clouds. So this is just titanium white. Pulling it out, give it a little jiggle, so it's nice and filled up. Oh, and then we'll just throw these in up here on the top. These ones are going to be a little bit farther away than the other ones. Full circles. Yeah, this will be covered up by the mountain, so not worried about that part. Okay. Take our big brush, blend out the back, little tiny circles. These should be pretty soft. They're not the focus of the painting by any means. There we go. All right. Now, I'm going to try to do something I don't usually do. I'm going to put in a darker stretch of the sky here. So it's going to be this midnight black. There's already some white on my brush, so this should get a little lighter. And I'll add a bit of Prussian blue, just a tiny bit, just so it's not super dark. Make this side look like it's kind of stormy. Maybe a bit more blue in there. There we go. I'm going to do little circles here. Warm that out a bit. This is going to look like background clouds, kind of a haze behind the mountain. That's what I'm really going for here. And this right side, towards the bottom, I will just put in this dark color, just so we have a base. It's not really water, but I just need a dark color down here. This half. And just roll it around, do whatever. Right. I'll blend out the edge. Down here is not as important. And we're going to add some cloud on top of that dark. So it should be a little bit more gray. This area, these clouds. These are going to be our bright clouds. Okay. Grab my paintbrush that I was using. Same white color. Little jewels. And we're going to come up to the edge of that gray color. I'm just going to go over the top of it, just like that. And back there doesn't matter as much. Same thing up here. I'll just put in some cloud shapes. These will all get blended out, so they don't matter as much. They're just for a shape, really. Give shape to the cloud. Otherwise, it's just a big blob. Okay. Take this brush and we had used before. Make sure it's kind of clean. Doesn't have to be super clean. Better if it's not clean. So make this color stand out a little bit more. And we just go in circles. A tiny circle. Up to the edge. Try not to go over the edge because that'll destroy the shapes. And do the little circles here. Bigger. Alright. Alright, I think that's okay for this section here. So I'm going to add a mountain there in the top. I might add some more clouds in here, but I just wanted that first line before we get too far into it. Okay. That's what we need. Let's use Prussian blue, some crimson, a little bit of black, a little bit of brown. Mix those together. Could also use the mountain mix color. That's usually pretty good for this. This will be for tall mountains in the background here. Kind of mushing the paint in there. Give it a little bit of a shape. Something like that. There. And I actually want to highlight the left side. I normally do the right side, but I'm trying to make the light come from that way today. So, start here. Grab this, pull down, pull that down, something up here. Just kind of blend out the bottom. Lots of hairs coming off this brush. That's okay. Alright. There's our base mountain. Then up here on the left side, I will take just my white and a tiny bit of red, crimson. Actually use all this. A little too much. That's better. All right, let's start with this little corner here. Do this one. It's always harder for me to highlight this side. Just gotta kind of roll with it. This one. Alright, I'm going to throw in some blue, mountain color, a little bit more blue. It's going to be very strong, so mix that up. Do kind of the same thing. I'm actually going to use the smaller knife here because it's a bit too much space going on. There we go. Just gonna pull it over in like that. And up here, do the same thing. Little one kind of works better for this type of thing. I'm going to blend out the bottom just a bit, make it look kind of hazy. So right now it's a bit too strong looking. So do that, I just kind of tap out here and there. Just wisp it up. There. That's a strong mountain. Cold though, very cold. Vaga Kulm. Very cold. Put this brush somewhere. Alright. Now we're going to start adding in some layers here. So, I'll keep using this brush. I'll use a bit of the black, midnight black, and then some of the phthalo green. I'm going to take a bit of this blue with the white as well. Lighten it up just a touch. And then over here we're going to start putting in kind of a tree line. These are faraway trees. And I'll go all the way across the thing. Out in front of the mountain a bit. There, I think here maybe we'll have a little bit of a lake effect. Over here, I'm going to put some big trees. I'll do something a little different than what I usually do. There. Just slight differences, nothing too crazy. But you gotta experiment every once in a while, otherwise you won't know, you won't improve. So. That's what we do. All right. So, I'm gonna put in, maybe not this brush. I'm trying to think what colors I want. Could do blue. I mean, the mountain color would be fine, but it's a little too dark, so I'm just adding white to it. The mountain color, basically. I'm going to start moving in some darker trees here. Backgroundy island type thing. Just goes down here. And just keep blending it into the tree line back here. It's going to disappear, but that's fine. You can use the fan brush to blend too. Take this white brush and a little bit of blue, because this is, again, it's going to be kind of far away. So I'm just going to throw in what looks like snowbanks in here. Just blend it in a little bit by pushing the paintbrush. Just looks like the trees or something covered in snow. And we'll blend it together just a bit. Now underneath, I'll take the small brush again, and we'll just use regular liquid white. Some of that bluish color. And we'll just cut that in here. Might be a little too bright. If it is too bright, you can always go back over it and kind of dulls it out a bit. It's a little too harsh for mine. Which in that case, I think it was. There we go. Just chilling it out just a little bit. Okay. On this side, I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to bring this, I don't know, I don't want a big spot there in the front. So I'm going to do one more layer of trees on this side before I really go onto that side. This is just going to be my darkest color. And we'll put a big tree here because I like big trees. Just going back and forth, left to right. I'm using the mountain color and a little bit of Prussian blue here. Maybe down here we have a little bit of land or something. You know, I gotta give tree a friend, so another one in here. We'll just kind of push this up just a little bit. And make sure we get these reflections in. There. I think that's okay for that side mostly. We're gonna add in a little bit of land probably, but I'll do that with the palette knife once I highlight the tree. First I gotta do the reflections. So take this, just pull down, pull to the right. Just like that. Take this brush, put in some liquid white on there. A little bit of that blue color that I was using for the mountains. And we're high at this side. Same thing over here. And towards the bottom, it just gets a little bit more dull. And down here, I'm just going to throw in a little bit of a color, not too much. I mean, I don't want this to be the bright part of the painting. I'll clean this off real quick. Grab the blue, white blue. Push that in a little bit so it's not so harsh. And I'll throw in a little bit of sweet brown, Van Dyke brown, some of that mountain color. So it looks like there's some rocks here. Grab this white again. We're going to do that on the bottom. There. This one looks like it's a piece of land that sticks out a bit. So I think that's fine for that side. Now this side, I'll try and make it a little more interesting here. So obviously, we need a cabin, but before I do the cabin, I'm going to throw in some big trees. These will be trees up on a kind of, I don't know, a hill or something, so these will be pretty big. One there. This is just blue and crimson, a little bit of black in there, very dark color. Same here, another one, maybe one here, one there. Slower so I don't bang the canvas all over the place. And this will come down into, I don't know, maybe right here. It's a good spot. This is what I'm trying to do. I want like, kind of like a little cliff here. And this just comes out around the bottom. Something like that. These are just guidelines for me. Maybe we can do something with the cabin there. Maybe. Use the edge, we'll just kind of push in shrubs of some type. We'll fill those later. But we gotta fill this in here. Still that same color mixture that I've been using. Okay, we'll figure out this section in a bit. Let's highlight these trees. And then we'll move on. Where did I put that brush? Oh. Alright, so these ones will be a little bit brighter. So this is just straight liquid white. Some blue, Prussian blue. These ones are up here, so they're pretty bright. Down here it don't matter as much because I'm gonna probably cover this up with the cabin. This one. This will be kind of big. I'm picking up a little too much of the junk. So I've got to reapply. Yeah. Down here, I don't really know. Doesn't matter. Just shapes. Bushy shapes. If they're too bright, just go over them again. No rocket science here. Cabin time, I think. So, paper towel, very important, doing cabbies. Let's do it this way. Scraping off the paint. Been a little bit since I've done a cabin, so this will be good practice. It's a basic cabin shape. Make sure this side's a little bit longer. Where's our brown? I think this is our brown. Lots of brown. Alright. Let's come on this side. Just applying the brown all over. Not the green. Okay. That's probably good. A little bit of midnight black here just for this eave. Right here. Get the white, throw that in the top section here. Make sure that palette is cleaned up. And clean some space here because we got a lot of random colors going on. So clean that up. It's a little bit better. Maybe. There. Actually, that's probably not enough. Really don't want to mix my white with any other colors here because this is the snowy part. You don't want snow mixing with browns or orangey colors or weird green colors. So that's when you don't know what the animals are eating. Especially the yellow snow. But we don't have any yellows, so I think we're good there. All right. Pull this out nice and flat. Kind of the same as what I did with the mountains, but just going to be applying it directly to this. When you do that, you want to make sure you wipe your palette knife off, because otherwise you have all this dark paint. You don't want that on your snow roofs. So. Keep doing that a few times until you get the right shape that you want for your cabin. I'm starting to pick up that color. Exactly what I said I didn't want to do. You can also go along the side if you got a bit you don't quite like. So that makes it easier for you to kind of push the paint down, spread it. Alright, this side, a little bit easier because all we gotta do is tap it. Okay. Look a little bit like icicles there. I'm going to take dark sienna, Van Dyke brown, a little bit of white, mix it up a bit. Something like that. Now we're going to come in here and do the front. Something back here. Alright. And we can even cut in some, I guess, log shapes, but I'll use the 2-inch big palette knife away, because when we get the smaller things, features and such, this knife's a little bit better. Tapping a kind of diagonal pattern here. Right in the middle, I want to put a window. That's why I have this yellow ochre. It's the only reason I had any yellow ochre at all. Take the yellow ochre and mix that with white, so we get like a golden color. Something like so. And then I'll take the dark brown, Van Dyke brown, and I'll just throw that in the middle. Get kind of a beam look to it. Throw a door here on the side. Looks like I'll be able to get in. Something like that. And then maybe here on the back. So we got this weird space here. Something I never ever do. I'm just throwing a little chimney. So chimneys have two kind of parts here. So one's up on the top, where you got a bit of snow buildup if this sticks at all. And there's a little bit around the bottom. And the other thing you can do here is throw in some clouds. This makes it look like smoke. Just like that. It's kind of like clouds, but sticks out the top. And I think here on the sides I'll do the same kind of thing with the logs, but I'll mix it with more dark colors so it's not as bright. One other thing you can do with cabins is you can add icicles with this script liner. But I have this crazy script liner I like doing stuff with. It's an old one. So I dip that in the liquid white, and then you just kind of go up here and pull down just in random places. Just around the sides. But you gotta make sure you clean off your brush every now and then. This is a little too much here. But you never know, sometimes you have big icicles on your cabins. That's fine. There. Okay. So we use this brush and these brushes. I'm just trying to get everything organized when I have to clean. All right. Let's see what we want to do now. I think we'll just go back in with the white, add in some snow around the bottom here. I'm just pulling shapes around here because what I want to do now is just go crazy with the palette knife because I got so much extra brown and black paint. Let's just mix all this together in one big blob of dark color paint. Blue, crimson, all this. just throw in rocks here. I can add in some additional whites as well. It's just because I have so much left, you know, you don't want to waste it. Okay. Yeah, so now we got like a cabin up on this hill. White paint. I'll just make this look a little bit nicer up here. I'm just adding snow around here as well. Some of these spots doesn't have to be exact. Cabin up on a hill. The bottoms, I'm just blowing them out with the fan brush here. Otherwise it looks a little gnarly. And we'll come in with the liquid white one more time here. Okay, I think that's okay. Maybe it's not the best, but practice. No piddling. Okay, call it there. Thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for all the memberships and all the support. I really appreciate it. Hopefully I'll be back maybe a couple of weeks because I have to get new canvases and I'll be traveling back to the U.S. for a week or so next week. I'm not sure yet. I need to get my residence permit sorted out here first. And I can travel maybe, but we'll see. We'll see. Up in the air. But again, thanks for watching and I'll see you all hopefully soon.